Hello, hello, hello. Okay, if you guys think I'm going to be up and dancing to music like that, I can think about it. I may be able to someday, but not yet. Not yet. Hi. How is everybody today? Thursday afternoon? Everything has turned into afternoon spinnings for me as far as streaming. And that's just because busy day, slow day, it's got to be a non-rehab day. It's got to be me feeling the best but not hurting yet, and afternoon seems to fit the bill. I was going to kind of wait till this music settled down a little bit before, but it was getting past a minute, and I thought I better go ahead and get on. You could sit there and listen to the music for a while, I guess. I have it on the Pretzel Surprise Me channel, so be prepared to be surprised. No idea what we're going to get into as far as music. Always have control of that. Don't like something, just say so. All right. My spinning camera here has decided to turn green again. I'm beginning to think it has something to do with the temperature, and it's very cold today. Of course, I'm in the house and I have a furnace running, and that shouldn't be it. But I streamed for a couple streams where it was not green like this, and it's back to being green. I don't see it here at this range, but I do see it right there with the curtain. Maybe it's picking up the sunshine from the window behind me. I can't say what it is. I have my Roberta here. I'm going to spin fiber that I had hand combed previously of this Gulf Coast native. I'm playing catch up today. I'm going to spin up this, and then I'm going to spin up what I did with the dog comb in the lock formation on a different bobbin, and then if I feel up to it and I still have some time, I'll do some more processing. But I'm being very linear. I'm doing this exactly as if I was doing it here, whether you were here on stream with me or not. This is what I need to do next, and this is what I'm going to do next, right? I am loving spinning this Gulf Coast native. Really, I am loving this fiber. All right. So, as I said, it's cold here. We have this one more day to kind of agonize through, and I would hope we are done. But believe it or not, woke up to snow on the ground yesterday, and record breaking. It hit an inch, and it didn't hit an inch at my house, but wherever they take the official records for the weather in the big town near me had an inch, and so they broke the record. Not the time of year we'd like to see snow. The thing that bothered me the most, though, was when I looked out of my window in the morning, yesterday morning, it was sunny, and the trees looked like they had been coated with ice. And the trees are up on the hills around me because I live down in a valley, and those trees, I know, were covered with ice. So a little bit later, I snuck my head out, or actually my whole body out onto the front porch, and took a look at my orchard, which is what I was most concerned about because my apple trees had bloomed and were dropping their blooms, so that means they're in the process of forming the fruit. The orchard is somewhat compacted together. Trees reach trees and that sort of thing. And some trees are taller than the others. So let's just say that the tallest parts of the trees in the orchard had ice on it. Interesting. It didn't get down below that, but what that means as far as fruit damage, I have no idea. I'm not expecting fruit this year. I do believe it probably was damaged enough that it will fall off the tree. The tree will get a year of rest and say, okay, next spring. See you next spring. Hey, Veggie afternoon. How are you? Are you staying warm? It's cold here. I have 2 layers of clothes on because I'm cold and we got the furnace on too. Anyway, as I was saying, we had snow yesterday. It was pretty much gone by noon, of course. The sun came out and it didn't get warm, but it was not going to keep the snow around. And we covered up our strawberries and we covered up my climbing roses. Hubby did this for me. I wasn't able to go out and do it. And they're still covered. We will uncover them starting Sunday. That's when we can be pretty much guaranteed the surprise winter weather is going to be completely out of here. Well, it's very weird this time of year, and I know Snoring Cat said the same thing about her house. Um, the furnace will run in this house, you know, off and on all day long. The sun shines in, and the furnace runs for a little bit and then it stops, and so it doesn't run as long as it does in the wintertime, right? It just runs a little bit. But it still comes on and off and on and off and on and off. And I can step outside sometimes in the afternoon and it's warmer outside than it is in the house, which is crazy because it really doesn't help to open up windows and uh, doors. Is the heat's not going to come in, right? So anyway, it's just something that happens in the transition periods, and it's weird. It is weird. I say, I am so tired of being cold. I moan that all the time here around here. I'm so tired of being cold. But each day gets a little more productive for me. I am doing so much better than I was. This is a month out, so obviously, yes, so much better than a month ago, but even 2 weeks ago, the improvement is just really, really good. I have a little bit of stamina to stand on my knee and do dishes or work in the kitchen, cook, that kind of thing. Um, so it's getting there. It's getting there. It just takes time. And in many ways, I'm almost like, oh, stop and slow down. I haven't done half of what I thought I would do during this recuperation period. I had this nice little, oh, let's work on this knitting project, and let's read this book, and, that was kind of a joke. I didn't end up staying put long enough to do a lot of it. only thing I haven't done yet is get up and bake insomnia cookies. I I saw that and I thought, oh my gosh, I am so glad I never even thought about that possibility because I have had plenty of times that I can't sleep. And, the idea of getting up and baking cookies just because you can't sleep never occurred to me before. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that. No, I don't. No, I don't. Anyway, that's the only thing I haven't done. When I have the insomnia right now, I stay put in the bed. Watch Twitch or something on Amazon Prime. I have been doing the silliest binge watching of the old Dark Shadows, but it's 6 seasons of the story before Dark Shadows. Now, Dark Shadows, of course, was something that I watched as a preteen, early teenage year show on TV in the 60s, early 70s. And I found on Prime where they had the whole story before the Dark Shadows, and I've been watching that because I'd never watched that before. It's been really silly. You could tell the old soap opera, 20 minutes and maybe one thing happens, and then they're back tomorrow. Each season has 35 episodes. That's why I'm not getting anything else done, right? Yeah. No, I tend to watch those. I was watching those when I had to be on the CPM machine, which stands for constant passive motion, and it is to bend the knee. It's sitting right back there. It's going bye-bye, but not till next week. And I'm not on it anymore. Don't need to. My knee is bending fine, but it's to do. You go like this, your knee bends up. You go like this, and knee straightens out, right? And you're supposed to be on it 4 hours a day in 2 increments, 2-hour increments. That's when I did a lot of the watching. Yeah. Pass the time. But every single one starts out, my name is Victoria Winters. Here at Collinwoods. It's pretty cool. Do you think that's because I'm getting older, that I want to go back and watch that kind of stuff? I saw him talking on Discord in one place about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I never watched that either, but I might, because I missed it. If they have it someplace I can watch it without paying. I also have been reading or listening to the audiobook that hang on, senior moment. Oh, I hate that. J.K. Knitz recommended the Vampire Mystery, the Vampire Knitting Club. And I found him on my library app where they lend, and I got them as audiobooks. I'm on the 4th one now. I liked those. Those were fun. Those were fun to listen to. Benji, I don't think you were here Tuesday when I started this. This is Gulf Coast native, and it's for the passport. I got it from a lady who raises that breed of sheep in Texas, and I really like the fiber. I'll show you some later on of the what I got. I bought 8 ounces. You're supposed to have 4 ounces of a yarn, so I bought 8 ounces just to be sure. But I'm not going to have too much waste if I hand card the waste I'm getting from the combing. And what I'm spinning right here is top that I combed with these hand combs, just my little ones, my little hand combs. So I'm doing a bobbin right now of the top that I combed with the combs, and then I'll switch out another bobbin to another bobbin, and I have a whole bunch of locks that I combed open with a dog comb, and I'm going to spin those after I do this. But I'm just wanting to be linear and get this done. And I'm probably about 2/3 all the way through processing what I bought. So I probably have processed 5.5 ounces. But I have to decide how I'm going to get my 4-ounce skein right. I'm thinking that the lock spun yarn and this will spin close enough that I can ply the two together to make my skein. So I have a bobbin of the top and a bobbin of the lock that I combed and put those together as a 2-ply. That's the plan anyway. Yeah, I know. I could tell you where specifically. Let me see here. Let me get it. Let me perk my single. They are in Lake City, Texas. Okay. It's called Gulf Coast Alpacas because they have alpacas also. But this is what the locks look like when I've pulled out to save with my thing. You can see they are really, really nice locks. Crimp, you know, really nice. Now, not all of it was locked. Some of it I used the hand comb. But I don't know Texas, so I don't know where Lake City is. That's one area I have never traveled to that I have on my list is the Texas Gulf Coast area. Because I'm sure hubby wouldn't mind going down that way too. He may have been there already, but I haven't. Okay, and Corpus Christi is it on the Gulf? I have that idea, but I'm not sure. Yeah. I'll look it up sometime. But they sound like really, from the little bit of information that they sent along with the fleece, they sound like really good sheep to be raising in that kind of climate. They're very susceptible, very resistant, I used the wrong word, very resistant to parasites, which of course would thrive more in that kind of environment with the heat. And in general, they just do well in the heat and humidity. Veggie, are you working? Are you um, oh, knitting? Are you, what you working on? You working on anything, or are you at work? At home? Work at home? I have a Zoom meeting, or a Zoom get together tonight, but it's not knitted related. It is uh, for my daughter and part of her impending graduation. They divvied it up into different areas, and this is the award ceremony. But but we're gonna watch it on Zoom tonight. We're not doing it in person, or except the recipients. I just say that because, I know so many people working at home and, you know, their phone, their computer, and Zoom are their lifeblood. And this will be the first I've done during the pandemic. Oh, second, that's not true. I had one with a knitting shop owner during one of the Tour de Fleece. Well, during one of the Tour de Fleeces. There were two last year. She just did a Zoom get together, and so I decided to join, even though she wasn't anywhere near me. Oh, your blending board came. Oh, that's exciting. You got fiber ready to play with? One of my first month of streams, I did a blending board, and it went fine, but I also had a fair amount of, well, this isn't working. It was pretty funny. I mean, I've had the blending board a while, but I haven't used it all that much. Each time I get a little bit better at it. It's mostly, what I mean is pulling that fiber off, drawing it off, and getting it wrapped around that dowel. And then what was happening is I was doing it in the heat of the summer, and my hands were sweaty, and I kind of was making it clamp to the dowel harder, right, because of the moisture in my hands. So I learned that lesson. Like, I think this is a winter thing. I think I better do this in the winter. Oh, good. They sent fiber. Yay. And it came with a brush, or something like that. I think they do that, don't they? It's all part of the kit. I use one of my hand cards because my blending board, hubby and I made. I bought the brush fiber and made it. So I didn't really have all the little extra goodies. We had to make a dowel and polish it up good, and stuff like that. But it works. It works good. What is the best thing is those roll logs that you get off of there are so much fun to spin. They're just like candy, or they're just, you pinch off one little end of that roll log and just start drafting on there, and it is just a delight to spin. Make sure you get Angelina. Always put sparkle in it. Always. That's what makes those roll logs so pretty. Well, that'll be fun. I'll be looking forward to your roll logs. I remember the first time or two I saw those blending board roll logs. Seriously, it's only been maybe 5 years ago at a fiber fair. Somebody was selling them. And I said, how did they do that? And of course, I didn't ask. Fiber fairs are either they're very, very crowded, which is a good thing because that means people are selling things and the vendors are going to be happy, right? And they're chatty sometimes when they're happy, but they're also very busy and they don't have time to chat. But some fiber fairs can be really empty, and then you can go and talk to the vendor, and it just depends on the vendor's mood, right? How much they want to talk about what they're doing or anything like that. Anyway, I saw it in the booth, didn't ask, right? I just saw it, thought, wow, seriously? That much for that little? Kind of, how you do react sometimes when you see prices of some of this hand processed stuff, right? So, anyway, then I saw a couple people talking about it, but didn't see too many pictures. And then I ordered from Hilltop Cloud. I think it was Hilltop Cloud. And what I ordered, she has in great big spirals as a roll log, right? I don't know what size, how she's doing those roll logs. I don't know if she's joining them somehow, but they, come in a pack, and there's a good quantity of them, and I thought a pretty fair price, and so I ordered it. I said, I'm going to figure this out. Well, no, I didn't figure it out. I mean, I just looked at that and spun it and enjoyed it and said, she must have a super special way of doing this, right? Then finally, I went to, about 2 years after that, about 3 years ago, I went to a fiber fair, and a lady was sitting and working with a blending board. And she was very conveniently sitting at the end of her daughter's booth, right? She was like my age, and she was on a park bench, so that it was very much open to me sitting down beside her, and I just said, I have been dying to know what this is and what you're doing and how you're doing it. And she showed me, and things I would not have figured out on my own, right? That brushing it down, wrapping around the dowel, and pulling it off of there. You don't just lift it up and roll it up like I thought, right? You pull it off and roll, pull it off and roll. Things like that. Make sure you watch a video if you don't know what I'm talking about, because that's your key to getting a good roll log. But anyway, I was like, thank you so much, right? And looked all over her daughter's booth to see if I could find something to buy. I think I did buy a little something, but not anything major. But still, it was just like, you're so sweet to share that. And then finally, I put mine together. I had a couple attempts, and some worked, and then I got a little better, and some worked better, and then finally it clicked. All right, I think I know this I think I know this now. Except for how the people who sell it in those great big long spirals, I don't know how they do those, to be truthful. Oh, I was shopping last night online. It's just, I'm trying so hard not to get more until I get less around here, if you know what I mean. And, you know, there is some gorgeous stuff out there right now. Hilltop Cloud is probably one of my favorite vendors, but my problem is she's in the UK, and it's only a problem because I feel very strongly about supporting people who are in the fiber business here in the United States right now. Just it's just a COVID thing. But part of that is I also know I am making myself a limited budget, right? I am cutting back on my budget, and so if I'm going to spend the money, I want to put it to the US, vendors in the US. Never was a problem before because it never was a problem before because I go to the fiber fairs. You know, I'd go to 2 or 3 a year. Never had problems spending on what I thought was a local, reasonably local to me business. But haven't had that opportunity, and the money is burning a hole in my pocket. I really want to shop. That'll be cool. Don't forget about it's really, really good for different kinds of fiber. You know, it doesn't have to all be wool. My favorite that I did was alpaca and angora. So, you know, don't forget that too. Well, after I, it's so funny because the next thing on my list to do is for the blending board, and I'm going to do it on stream. It has really nothing to do with the fact that you're just now getting yours and you're talking about it, but it is after I get this Gulf Coast done. I have a uh, red fawn color alpaca and white tunis wool that I've been trying to figure out how to make a way to spin them together. The carding is not working. I tried it on my drum carder and it wasn't working at all. So I am going to try the rest that I have left on the blending board, see if that makes it better. And if it doesn't, I'm going to give up on this idea of the fawn alpaca and the tunis. It just was something that I started, and you can't comb it because the two fibers just come out separately. And the carding was too much of a difference between the long alpaca and the shorter tunis. And that's sort of the reason I think the blending board will work, because the long alpaca will wrap around that tunis. And that's exactly what you want it to do. So yeah, blending's in the air. Just don't have the time. Isn't that silly to say? But I got up this morning. I had to put in a grocery order because we're going to pick that up tomorrow afternoon after my rehab. I have a ride. My daughter gives me a ride and helps me run any of my errands during that time. So I've got my grocery order in. After that, we had a phone meeting that lasted 45 minutes, my hubby and I. Then I had to eat lunch. And then I took a short nap. Yeah, I took a short nap. That's why I have a smile on my face right now. And then I got ready for this. I cleaned up my desk, which I hadn't done yet. That was an accomplishment. And I'm talking about this desk that's sitting right underneath this computer. It's a catch-all, let me tell you. Everybody's desk is. So clean that up. But I'll be done after that. Hubby will make supper. That'll be nice. And then we have the Zoom meeting tonight at 6:30. That's a full day. When you're retired, that's a full day. I have 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. I'll see the doctor, and I'm pretty sure I'll get clearance to drive again. So, be no stopping me after that, right? I'm liable to show up on your doorsteps on Veggie. Road trip. I'm almost done. Got these 2 pieces to go here yet. As far as the combed. You laugh. Yeah, I know. Promises, promises. Yeah. There's any number of things that hubby and I put off for 6 weeks, and we'll get those taken care of. Uh-oh. This weird. I think I'm going to go ahead and, well, I have to take this off completely. Duh. But I'm going to label this. What should I label? This little thing here. I have to scotch tape it. I'm going to label these so I don't forget. This is I had a little tiny bit of white single on a Roberta bobbin. I have no idea what it is. I never labeled it. Every once in a while I use it to just ply with something else for the heck of it, but I haven't used it up yet. It's just some kind of unknown wool. Okay, decision. I think I'm going to process instead of spin. I wouldn't have had to take the bobbin off if I thought that. Oh well, I think I will. This is going to be hard. Let's see here. Oh, I see the problem. My table's fighting me. Now, we get this little more in the camera. That's pretty good. So this is the fiber when it came from, and this is what I have left to process. I won't put it all out here right now. And what I'm doing is making a lot of rustle noise, but what I'm doing is taking a clump, because as you can see, it kind of came in a clump, in clumps. It's washed, it's nice and clean, it's not sticky, and I am looking for the specific locks and pulling them out like that and setting those into a separate bag. If it's not in a lock formation, then what I'm doing is just picking it open. Let's see here, get this over there like that. Picking it open, and this will go on the comb. So this little bit here didn't have many locks. I love doing this. It's such a textural thing. It's such a tactile thing. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. It just makes me happy. Usually, it doesn't make me happy if it's extremely dirty. It never got clean, or it's sticky, or it's felted, or, any number of things. But when it's a nice sample to begin with, this is a lot of fun. The other thing is, it's not a whole fleece, so it's not like a mountain of fleece that you have to do this with, which is somewhat overwhelming, let me tell you. That's what I need to develop. Not insomnia cookies, insomnia processing. It is truly the biggest holdup of moving things forward in my stash, in my spinning, and because I have so much that needs processing. It's the cheapest way to buy it, in my defense, but yeah, I have a lot of work and time to do that work. I have to do it instead of paying the price. And a small handful of fiber ends up being a big pile of fiber. Are they playing the same song? I guess that was a reprise. That a reprise of it. I have Pretzel's Surprise Me channel on. Because what the heck, I'm in the mood for anything today. But it is different. Not many tack locks in this little handful. Big handful, whatever. Oops, there's one. Not big enough. Wow, that's really bizarre. It's almost like an undercoat. It's super curly and short right off the end of that tip. Not usable, but interesting. There's a lot of shortcuts in this stuff, in this handful. Lot of shortcuts. Must be around the legs or yeah, I can't use it. Well, that's too bad. Okay. Like I said, a little pile of fiber turns into a big pile of fiber. These locks I will put away. I have 2 bags of locks going here. And I'm going to cool. Now, it doesn't help if you set your comb down on the fiber. Not going to pull off very good that way. There we go. Top. And waste, which I'm sticking away in a bag right now, but let's see if I need to use it for some funky, slubby woolen yarn. Finish up my 4 ounces. Yeah, they're nifty. Sharp. Gotta respect them. Pay attention. They make very, very lovely fiber to spin. Comb top is just awesome. the reason you get such a beautiful fiber to spin, this top, is because everything that you don't like to have in your yarn is back there in the back of the combs. So there, took all that out. That's why there's pretty high percentage of waste when you make top. These little puffs always remind me of troll doll hair. So, can I put on my resume that I am a maker of troll doll hair? I think that sounds good. I have decided that I need a retirement resume. All the skills I have developed and know, because I'm retired. So, troll doll hair maker definitely goes on there. Unless I forget. I guess that it would have to go have pictures for people to understand what I'm talking about. my big pile of fluff is greatly decreased here. And I have just a smaller pile of wonderful top. Unfortunately, because I did the spinning, I am not going to finish the processing here on stream. I probably will try and finish it this evening, maybe. It actually isn't too bad if I can be in my recliner and put my leg up. My problem is sitting in this kind of chair where it bends my leg. And I'm reaching my limit here pretty soon. I'll go finish this up and then call it quits. Because it's starting to hurt. I think I lost any. Stretch. Oh. actually not a bad productive stream. I certainly got more done than when I woke up this morning, and I thought there's no way I am going to be able to stream today with everything that was lining up that we had to do. But everything shook down and got done early. One thing got canceled, which helped, because it probably would have been in this time period. So, that's a win. That's a win for me. I got some spinning done. Got my knee talked to and told that this is life. This is the way it's going to be from now on. Get used to it. Develop a liking for it. Yeah. Let me tell you, PT hurts. Physical therapy hurts. It does. And it's not that, oh, I feel good like I've just had a good exercise hurt. It's that person pushed my knee to beyond the limit of its bend hurt. So, only got a couple more weeks though, and I know it's a good thing because I know I'm doing good. So I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. Just Nike and just do it. And oh my gosh, my other knee is 2 years old, and I have no problems with it at all, none whatsoever. So looking forward to that with 2 knees. All right. This is loading the combs too full, but I'm in a hurry. I'm in a hurry. That's never good, is it? feel like I've been working. I have been working. So anyway, I'll be back Sunday. This Sunday afternoon, same time, same place. I really do like this 3 o'clock time. I'm going to keep it for a while. I may jump around later, especially when we get into Tour de Fleece. We might have hype trains. Who knows what's going to happen, right? So I want to make sure that I do more during the Tour de Fleece time. And that's not too far away, about 2 months. So anyway, Veggie, I think you're probably off doing something. Enjoy your blending board. I can't wait to talk to you about it. I hope you drop by on Sunday and tell me how you're doing with it. And thanks for sticking around and chatting with me this afternoon. It made the day go by. I apologize that I'm not doing the full 2 hours yet, but I did not do a Thursday stream last week, so each week gets better, and that's a good thing. So until Sunday, everybody take care. Thanks for stopping by Video on Demand, and happy spinning. Bye.